Bright QT. Every student matters.
In this lecture, we will be starting with the 18th chapter of your syllabus, and the name of this chapter is Pollution of Air and Water. Students, you have heard about air and water getting polluted. Nowadays, you must have heard your parents say that you cannot drink water from the taps, you cannot drink water from a flowing river, right? The air quality outside is not good. Then what is deteriorating the quality of air and water around us? That is what we are going to study in this chapter, that what is it that is harming the air and water around us. So let us start. Students, environment is not what it used to be. Environment is not that good. It is polluted now, right? Taking the typical example of Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is very important to us. It's a national monument and it is one of the wonders of the world. It is at the first rank nowadays. So this monument is made up of white marble. But due to certain pollution related issues and acid rain, this white marble is turning into yellow. There are many industries around Taj Mahal due to which this is happening, and we will be studying this in detail, how Taj Mahal is getting polluted. But then again, this is the effect of pollution on a non-living substance, right? Taj Mahal is not a living person, right? It is a non-living monument. So pollution not only has its effect on living, but also on non-living substances or objects, right? Pollution has its effect on everything. Let us see. Media regularly reports on the falling quality of the environment, right? Whenever after Diwali, in our national capital, so much pollution occurs that for the next 2 days, smog, we'll be studying about smog too. Smog is basically the mixture of smoke and fog. The smog surrounds the whole city. This smog surrounds the whole city. So this is one of the incidents that tells us that the air quality is decreasing day by day, right? People suffering from respiratory diseases. This is the most harmful effect of the air pollution, that we are catching different diseases of our body, and most probably respiratory diseases because we breathe in the air, right? So these are some ill effects of our air pollution and water pollution, majorly air pollution. So students, we are going to study about air pollution now. The first topic of this chapter is air pollution. Before studying air pollution, we must know what is air made up of. What does air consist of? Air is a mixture of gases. Mixture of gases. Right? Now air, which is atmosphere around us, right? Atmosphere consists of 78% of nitrogen. The 78% of this atmosphere is nitrogen. Basically, the major part of our atmosphere is nitrogen, basically, as you can see in this pie chart. Here, this is the largest portion and it is for nitrogen gas, right? Then about 21% of it is oxygen gas, right? 21% is oxygen gas. Then carbon dioxide, argon, methane, ozone and water vapor are also present, but they are in very small quantities. For example, carbon dioxide, as you can see, is only 0.03%, right? Other gases such as methane, ozone, water vapor, they are present in a total of 0.17%. Carbon dioxide is only 0.03%. Now argon is present, argon gases are present 0.90%, right? So basically nitrogen is the major constituent of our air, right? Now let us take a reference to define clean and polluted air, right? Students, in the first picture, this is a picture of a city, right? There's a person wearing a mask and there is fog kind of thing in the city, right? You cannot see anything clearly because of this fog. It is basically smog that you will be studying in this chapter only. It is smog that is present inside the city and it is not breathable. It is not breathable. It may cause different diseases, right? So this air is polluted air. As you can see on the roads, there are so many vehicles running, there are industries, there are buildings, there is a lot of pollution happening, right? So here we have polluted air. Coming to the second picture, this is a village, right? Now village has no industries, not many vehicles, many trees. So here the air is non-polluted. Basically it is clean air, right? It is breathable and good for us as well. This is breathable air, right? Now third picture is of industries, right? Industries, as you can see, there is a lot of smoke releasing from the industry, right? There is a lot of smoke being produced by the industries. It causes pollution. So the air around this industry or refinery, so students, the air around any industry, air present around any industry will be polluted air. This is not breathable. We cannot breathe this air, right? Coming to the fourth picture, this picture is of a park, right? Now in a park, it is a certain area where there are many trees present, many plants, no vehicles, no industrial smoke, right? So the air present in a park is clean air. So here we saw 4 examples. First one of a city, second one of a village, third one of an industry, and fourth one which is of a park, right? So now we can understand what kind of air is clean and what kind of air is polluted, right? Now talking about air pollution. Students, when clean air is contaminated by unwanted substances which have a harmful effect on both the living and non-living, it is referred to as air pollution. Let us read the statement again. When clean air is contaminated, basically polluted by unwanted substances such as smoke, dust particles, all these are unwanted substances. When air is contaminated by unwanted substances which have a harmful effect on both the living, we know on living how respiratory diseases are caused, and on the non-living like on Taj Mahal, it is referred to as air pollution, right? So this was the first topic of your chapter, in which we just had an introduction about air pollution, how air is getting polluted, right? What air pollution is. We'll be studying about how this air is getting polluted in the next topic. This is the second topic of your chapter, and the name of this topic is how does air get polluted? How is this air around us getting polluted? How is it getting contaminated? The substances which contaminate the air are called air pollutants. Substances which contaminate, which pollute the air, are known as air pollutants, right? There are some natural sources of these air pollutants. Basically, there are some substances which are released by the nature in the air which cause air pollution. First one being smoke and dust arising from forest fires or volcanic eruptions. First of all, students, almost every year we see forest fires which burn the entire forest and causing major harm to our air or atmosphere, because 53 to 56 megatons of smoke is released, basically of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide is released, which causes major air pollution. So this is one of the natural sources from which air pollution is being caused: smoke and dust arising from forest fires, and then volcanic eruptions. Students, when volcanic eruptions take place, lava comes out of the earth, right? There is a lot of lava coming out of earth, and there are a lot of gases being released at that time, right? There are a lot of gases that are being released when a volcanic eruption takes place. So these two incidents, such as forest fires, volcanic eruptions, and lightning as well, cause air pollution. Now, these are some processes which occur due to nature. There is nothing that we do to initiate forest fires. There is nothing we can do to initiate volcanic eruptions or lightning. They happen on their own. So, these are natural sources. Now, coming to the human activities, the activities that we cause that ultimately are responsible for air pollution. First one, factories. Factories, basically any factories which we use to synthesize different usable items. Every factory releases air pollutants such as smoke, dust, harmful gases, right? Then power plants, automobile exhausts. Automobile exhausts is this smoke released by automobiles due to the combustion of fuel, right? When the fuel is being combusted when there is combustion of fuel taking place in an automobile exhausts some smoke, some particles, some harmful gases that also contribute majorly to our air pollution. Then burning of firewood and dung cakes. When we burn firewood, it is a cause of air pollution. Burning of wood and leaves basically causes air pollution, it releases harmful gases, and burning of dung cakes as well is responsible. So here we have discussed what air pollutants are and what are the natural sources of air pollutants and what are the human activities responsible for air pollutants. Now students, there is a picture in front of you. In this picture, we will be looking at different sources from which air pollutants are obtained. Firstly, mobile. Here we are talking about automobiles. These include airplanes flying in the sky, cars, trucks, buses, motorcycles. Every automobile that basically is doing consumption of fuel, consumption and combustion of fuel, causing air pollution, right? So first reason is mobile. Second being stationary. Now what is stationary? Stationary is industry, power plants, sewage treatment. These three are again a contributing factor to the pollutant emissions, right? In this we include industry, power plants and sewage treatment. Then coming to cities, right? We are basically talking about area now, right? Cities, the pollution caused by cities, livestock, fertilizers causing air pollution, oil and gas, right? Oil and gas, basically extraction of oil and gas. Everything basically we are talking about petrol refineries, right? All these cause major pollutant emissions. Then coming to the last one, that is natural. These were all man-made. These are all human activities. All these three are human activities. Well, this is the last one, that is natural, which is due to lightning, volcanoes, wildfires, right? Forests, the wildfires that occur in forests. These are the three reasons. These are the three basically contributors to the air pollution. So as you can see that natural sources are much lesser. They are basically 1/4, not even 1/4 completely, because lightning and volcanoes happen very rarely. While the pollution that we are causing, such as cities, stationary and mobile, these are constantly increasing. Imagine that if all the vehicles present in the Delhi city, the capital of India, if we organize them in a single line, the line formed will be longer than the river Thames. It will be longer than the river Thames. So imagine the number of vehicles present in our national capital. So Delhi is one of the most populated, most polluted cities of the world. Most polluted cities of the world. Delhi is one of them. So this is getting very, very dangerous due to our own activities. right? Now, how are respiratory diseases caused by air pollution? We have already discussed that air pollution causes many diseases, respiratory diseases. So, how are they caused? Now, let us see. Vehicles produce high levels of pollutants like carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. Basically, for carbon monoxide, I'll be writing capital C, capital O. This is the formula of carbon monoxide. And for carbon dioxide, I'll be writing CO2. Right? Just you should remember this. You will have to talk about these gases a lot, many times in the higher classes. So remember, carbon monoxide, which is, carbon monoxide has only one oxygen. That is why it is written monoxide. And dioxide has two oxygens. That is why it is written dioxide. So carbon monoxide is CO and carbon dioxide is CO2, right? So vehicles produce carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxides and smoke. Now nitrogen oxides are NO2, N2O3, N2O5. All these are the and N2O as well. These are the nitrogen oxides that are produced due to vehicles, right? Vehicles produce these gases and smoke as well. So vehicles are basically responsible for a major part of the air pollution that is being caused due to human activities. Carbon monoxide is produced from incomplete burning of fuels such as petrol and diesel. Students, in the chapter combustion and flame, we saw that when carbon reacts with oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide, right? This is the complete combustion of fuel. Now, carbon represents our fuel. Our fuels are basically made up of carbon. So, when a complete combustion of a fuel takes place, carbon dioxide is produced. But when incomplete combustion takes place, such as C plus O2, but O2 is not sufficient, then instead of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide is produced. And this is very, very dangerous. If there is not the ambient supply of oxygen gas, then incomplete combustion of carbon takes place, resulting in the formation of carbon monoxide, right? So, incomplete burning of fuels such as petrol and diesel leads to the production of carbon monoxide. It is a poisonous gas, and it reduces, it basically what does in our body is it reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood. It keeps on reducing the oxygen carrying capacity, ultimately making a person unconscious and then dead. This is very fatal. Carbon monoxide, if there is carbon monoxide supply in a room, you should never sit in that room, and that is why it is advised that you should never burn any wood or any dung cakes in your room, which is a closed room and there is not enough supply of oxygen. Then what happens is, instead of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide is produced, which is poisonous, and it ultimately will harm you, right? So this is how air pollution is really responsible for respiratory diseases. Now, our automobiles cause all sorts of pollution, be it air, water, noise, and even land. Our vehicles, such as we can count ships, airplanes, cars, buses, motorcycles, everything is responsible for many kinds of pollution. Majorly air pollution. It is very, very dangerous. It is getting very dangerous. The air quality outside is deteriorating day by day, especially in the metropolitan cities. As you can see in the picture as well, there is a lot of smoke and so many cars are lined up together, and it is the condition of every street in the city of Delhi. So it is getting really dangerous now. Coming to the next thing, which is smog. Let us see what smog is. Students, during winters, especially during winters, a thick fog-like layer in the atmosphere, especially during winters, is smog, which is made up of smoke and fog. Basically, smog is equal to smoke plus fog. Already it is equal to smoke plus fog, and it is thick fog like layer. As in the picture, you can see that the India Gate is not completely visible. This is not due to fog. There is not this much fog during winters. This is due to smog, which is basically smoke plus fog. So, smoke may contain oxides of nitrogen, which combine with the other air pollutants, and fog to form smog. So, basically, air pollutants such as oxides of nitrogen and other air pollutants, they combine together with the fog to form smog. The smog causes breathing difficulties such as asthma, cough, and wheezing in children. These are some diseases caused by smog, right? So, smog causes major diseases such as asthma, cough, and wheezing in children, and causes breathing difficulties, right? So, smog is again very dangerous for us because we cannot differentiate between fog and smog. We should always be clear whenever there is blurriness around. Coming to the next thing, that is industrial pollution. Till now, we have talked about automobile exhaustion, about smog. Now, we are talking about industrial pollution. Students, you must have already heard that industries are are producing large amounts of smoke daily, large amount of air pollutants daily. Now, such as petroleum refineries, industries such as petroleum refineries are a major source of gaseous pollutants such as sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. Industrial pollution causes the production of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. Now, sulfur dioxide is produced by the combustion of fuels like coal in power plants. Basically, coal is made up of carbon and sulfur also. So, the combustion of coal produces sulfur dioxide, right? Now, this sulfur dioxide is responsible for respiratory problems, including permanent lung damage. So, it means that industrial pollution is the most harmful pollutant contributor, right? It contributes a huge amount of air pollutants, and they are most harmful because it contains sulfur dioxide, which can cause respiratory problems, including permanent lung damage. So this is how industrial pollution is very harmful to us. If you nearby have any industry, then you should go and walk past it. You should never be living near an industry because industries release a lot of smoke during the day and they are very harmful to us. So that is why industries are settled away from the normal residential areas so as to prevent respiratory diseases in people. And we should always try to reduce the industrial pollution because we are the ones that we need the industries. If we limit our needs, if we always think about the air and water and other natural resources, we should always think that industrial pollution is very big component of it and we must be able to reduce it, right? Now, CFCs, these are another major pollutants and they are basically caused by human activities. Let us see how. Students, these CFCs are used in refrigerators, air conditioners, which are utilized very much during the summers, and aerosol sprays, right? They damage the ozone layer of the atmosphere. Students, as we know, ozone layer is important because it protects the earth from the harmful UV radiations of the sun, right? Ozone layer is protecting us from the harmful radiations of the sun. Now, if we do not have ozone layer, as it was written downside, ozone layer protects us from harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. Thankfully, less harmful chemicals are now being used in place of CFCs. Let us see what actually CFC does. Look at this picture. Here are the factories that spew out CFCs, right? They release CFCs from ACs, fridge, right? All these are producing CFCs. They go into the air, right? They are released into the air, and sunlight breaks down CFCs in the stratosphere. This is a CFC, and it is broken down into smaller constituents, right? It has been broken down into smaller constituents, and then these CFCs react with ozone. These CFCs react with ozone, breaking it into oxygen gas and oxygen, basically a lot many molecules of oxygen gas. Oxygen gas cannot protect us from the harmful UV radiations, right? It cannot protect us from harmful UV radiations. Now scientists send up balloons to see where the ozone goes, where all the ozone's gone. That is how they detect the holes in ozone layer. So students, ozone layer is very, very important to us, and CFCs are the reason of depletion of ozone layer. So we should also think about replacing CFCs by any other less harmful substances for our ACs and our fridges, right? Now coming to automobiles. This is the foremost reason for air pollution. Automobiles which burn diesel and petrol also produce tiny particles which remain suspended in air for longer periods. They not only produce smoke and carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide and nitrogen oxides, but they also produce tiny particles which remain suspended for longer periods. Now they reduce visibility, and when we inhale them, they cause diseases. Such particles are also produced during industrial processes like steel making and mining. These particles are also produced in industries such as steel making and mining. And power plants give out tiny ash particles which also pollute the atmosphere. So basically tiny particles and tiny ash particles are also contributing to the pollution of air and respiratory diseases as well, right? So in order to keep our health good and to protect our air, our natural resources, we must always think that automobiles must be utilized as less as they can be, because they are causing a lot of pollution and diseases as well. So this was the second topic of your chapter, and in this chapter we studied how different components, human made or natural, are contributing towards the air pollution, right? So this was the second topic. This is the third topic of your chapter, and the name of this topic is Case Study, the Taj Mahal. Students, in the first lecture, we understood that air pollution has its effect on the living and the non-living both, right? It has its effect on non-living and living both. And in the non-living, to understand the effect on the non-living, we can take the example of Taj Mahal, right students? This is the Taj Mahal. It is situated in Agra, in Uttar Pradesh in India, right? It has been there for a very long time, and it is made up of white marble, right? In the history, you will be able to study about the history of Taj Mahal as well, how and why it was made, when it was made. Basically, this is one of the wonders of the world, right? Wonders of the world. And it has been ranked first recently, right? It is first in the Worlds of Wonder. So students, it is a very important monument for our nation as well, because it represents our nation all around the world, right? Now students, we are going to study the effect of pollution on the Taj Mahal, right? Initially, Taj Mahal used to be, as you can see, white in color, right? White in color. As the marble is supposed to be, it was white in color. But due to increasing pollution, it has turned into somewhat yellow, right? As you can see in the pictures, there is a conversion in the color. There is a change in the color. Here it was white, and now it has become yellow, right? The marble is turning yellow in color. This is the effect of pollution, and it is deteriorating our national monument, right? It is deteriorating it. Now students, how? What is the reason behind it? How is it happening? The industries located around Agra, like rubber processing, automobiles, chemicals, especially the Mathura oil refinery, have been responsible for producing pollutants like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. Let us read this again, students. The industries located around Agra, first of all being the rubber processing industry, secondly the automobile industry, the chemicals, and especially the Mathura oil refinery, they release sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. Basically for students, for sulfur dioxide I'll be writing SO2, sulfur dioxide, and for nitrogen dioxide I'll be writing NO2, their chemical formulas. You'll be studying about them in higher classes. For example, for carbon dioxide, it was CO2. It is general basically. When there is one carbon atom and two oxygen atoms, we write carbon dioxide. When it is SO2, it is sulfur, the name of the first element, and dioxide for the two oxygen atoms, right? Then nitrogen dioxide is NO2, right? This is NO2. Now students, look at this picture. This is the picture of the Taj Mahal surrounded by lot of pollution, smoke due to automobile exhausts, due to industries such as, which industries are we talking about? Rubber processing and Mathura oil refinery, right? These all have contributed in the deterioration of Taj Mahal. Let us see how. Students, the reason behind it is acid rain. The direct effect that is caused on Taj Mahal is due to the acid rain. Let us see what acid rain is. Students, look at this picture now. Here, firstly look at this industry, right? This industry is releasing nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide. Here we are saying that sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide are being released in the air, right? They rise up and they mix in the clouds. Now clouds have water, right? They have water vapor and water droplets as well, vapor and droplets, right? These sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide mix with the water. Water's formula is H2O, right? This is water. Now they combine with the water and they produce sulfuric acid and nitric acid. This is sulfuric acid and this is nitric acid. These two harmful mineral acids are produced due to the emission of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, right? So when they combine with the water, they form sulfuric acid and nitric acid in the clouds. So when precipitation takes place, or basically when rainfall happens, these acids fall to the ground, right? These acids fall to the ground. Let me wait. These acids, which are sulfuric acid and nitric acid, fall down on the surface of the earth, basically deteriorating the plant life. Here you can say trees killed by rain, right? And this acid is only responsible for the yellowish color of the marble, right? Because these acids, when they fall on the Taj Mahal, they react with the marble, leading to yellow marble. So as you can understand, the reason behind the yellowish color of Taj Mahal is actually acid rain. The industries located near Taj Mahal are releasing a lot of toxic gases such as sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, which combine with water in the clouds and they form sulfuric acid and nitric acid, which ultimately falls down on the trees during rainfall and it causes very much damage, right? So this is what acid rain is, and it causes marble cancer. The phenomenon is also called marble cancer. Cancer basically is responsible for deteriorating us. It is a deadly disease, right? So this acid rain proves to be the marble cancer for the Taj Mahal, right? Suspended particulate matter such as soot particles emitted by the Mathura oil refinery has contributed towards the yellowing of the marble. The acid rain as well as the soot particles emitted by the Mathura oil refinery have contributed to the marble cancer or the yellowing of the marble, right? Now let us see what steps have been taken by Supreme Court regarding this issue. Supreme Court ordered industries to switch to cleaner fuels like CNG, which is compressed natural gas, and LPG, which is liquefied petroleum gas. Basically, automobiles and industries have been told to switch to cleaner fuels, compressed natural gas and liquefied petroleum gas. By cleaner fuels, we mean that they are less toxic. They release less amount of toxic pollutants in the air, right? They are not that destructive as compared to petrol and diesel and coal. Coal is also very, very harmful. It releases sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. All three are very dangerous, right? Now, automobiles should switch over to unleaded petrol in Taj zone. Whenever there are automobiles in the Taj zone, they are supposed to switch to unleaded petrol. Unleaded petrol causes less pollution. That is why automobiles are advised to either switch to cleaner fuels such as CNG or to unleaded petrol, leading to less pollution, right? So these were the steps taken by Supreme Court, and this was the complete story of the Taj Mahal, how it is getting deteriorated, what is marble cancer, what acid rain is, and what are the steps taken by Supreme Court to prevent this marble cancer, right? So this was the third topic of your chapter. This is the fourth topic of your chapter, and the name of this topic is greenhouse effect, right, students? So with the help of this picture, I'll be explaining to you what greenhouse effect is. First of all, look at the sun, right? Sun is the major source of energy on our planet. It provides us so much energy, light energy and heat energy. Energy from the sun warms earth, right? These are the radiations coming from the sun. These represent all the radiations. Now students, these radiations, as soon as they fall on the earth, some of them escape back into space, right? Some of them coming to the earth escape back into the space, right? They are reflected back, while others are held by the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Some of the radiations are held in the atmosphere by the greenhouse gases, right? Some of them are getting reflected back, some of them are being trapped inside the atmosphere itself. As you can see here and here, some of the radiations have been trapped. Now, how is this useful to us? Students, Earth is about 60 degree Fahrenheit, right? Without atmosphere, it would be 0 degree Fahrenheit. If normally we would see, if there is no atmosphere, then no radiations will be trapped, right? All the radiations will escape and there will be no radiations trapped inside the atmosphere. So the temperature of Earth would be 0 degree Fahrenheit, and we cannot survive at such temperature. Basically, life wouldn't be possible if greenhouse effect did not take place, right? So to maintain this temperature, the greenhouse gases or our atmosphere traps these radiations to keep the earth warm. It keeps the earth warm. So this is greenhouse effect, right? It is basically very similar to a greenhouse nursery, right? You must have seen greenhouse nurseries around you. The sun's heat is allowed to get in, but is not allowed to go out. Here, through these green screens, radiations come inside, but they are not allowed to go out. They are trapped here, right? The trapped heat that warms the greenhouse, the trapping of radiations by the Earth's atmosphere is similar. Greenhouse nursery helps in growing certain crops at a faster rate, right? Similarly, this greenhouse effect by our atmosphere is related to trapping of radiations by the Earth's atmosphere, and it keeps the Earth warm. So this is necessary for us, right? Now let us see what greenhouse gases are. Greenhouse gases are, first and foremost, is carbon dioxide. It is released due to fossil fuel combustion, coal and crude oil, and it is also present in the atmosphere as 0.03%, right? Then methane. Methane is released due to natural gas systems and landfills, and its formula is CH4. Its name is methane. Then coming to third gas, that is nitrous oxide, which is N2O. It is released due to manufacturing and agriculture soil treatment, due to fertilizers, right? Then HFCs. HFCs are hydrofluorocarbons. They are semiconductor manufacturing. They are released during the semiconductor manufacturing. You'll be studying about this in higher classes. Then PFCs, perfluorocarbons. They are released during aluminium production. And SF6, which is released during electrical transmission. So let us list these gases. Firstly, carbon dioxide, then methane, right? Then nitrous oxide, then hydrofluorocarbons, then perfluorocarbons, and SF6. These are the greenhouse gases and their sources. You just have to remember which gases are greenhouse gases, right? Now we know that greenhouse effect is very important for us. It keeps the earth warm, but it is becoming harmful to us as well. Let us see how. We know that CO2 is a greenhouse gas. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas, right? But excess of CO2 in the air acts as a pollutant. Excess of CO2, excess of carbon dioxide is a pollutant. It is not necessary. It is present unnecessarily. Carbon dioxide is continuously being released because of human activities. Human activities such as fuel combustion, right? Fuel combustion produces major carbon dioxide in the air. In huge tons of volumes of carbon dioxide are released daily in our world. Now, also, on the other hand, areas under the forest is decreasing. The area under the forest is decreasing. We are continuously practicing deforestation, right? Now, plants utilize carbon dioxide, thereby decreasing the amount of CO2. If we have plenty of plants, the carbon dioxide can be balanced out, right? There is excess carbon dioxide. If there is excess carbon dioxide, it should be taken up by trees. But we are reducing the trees as well. We do not have ample amount of trees also. So, deforestation leads to an increase in the amount of carbon dioxide in the air. Because there is nobody that is consuming this carbon dioxide, the volume of carbon dioxide is continuously increasing. And it is very, very harmful to us because the number of trees which consume carbon dioxide is reduced. So there are two factors. First of all, carbon dioxide is increasing due to human activities, right? And trees that use up the carbon dioxide are decreasing, again due to deforestation, that is a human activity. So we are ultimately increasing so much amount of carbon dioxide which is becoming harmful to us. Now carbon dioxide is trapping the radiation continuously. If the carbon dioxide is increased, if the amount is increased, obviously more and more of the sun's radiation will be trapped, right? Carbon dioxide will be trapping even more radiations, increasing the temperature of the earth's surface, right? CO2 traps heat and does not allow it to escape into space. Carbon dioxide traps so much heat and it does not allow it to escape into space. As a result, the average temperature of the Earth's atmosphere is gradually increasing due to the excessive amount of carbon dioxide which is trapping excess radiations and it does not allow them to escape, the average temperature of the Earth's atmosphere is gradually increasing. This is called global warming. Global warming is basically the increase in the temperature of Earth's atmosphere due to excessive carbon dioxide emissions due to human activities, right? Other gases like methane, nitrous oxide, and water vapor also contribute because all of these are greenhouse gases, right? All of these are greenhouse gases. Water vapor is also a greenhouse gas. So they are contributing in the increase in the maintenance of the temperature. But carbon dioxide traps excess heat and causes global warming because the volume of carbon dioxide is increasing continuously, daily, because we are decreasing the amount of trees present around us. We are not planting any new trees. We are carrying out deforestation. So the ill effects are some of these. Gangotri glacier in the Himalayas has started melting. This is not good at all. This is alarming us that we should stop our human activities which are causing major air pollution, releasing carbon dioxide into the air, which is ultimately leading to the global warming. And it is very, very dangerous. Every year we listen to the news that the temperature this year has increased by 1 degree, by 2 degree. During summers, we see the 50-degree temperature, the scorching heat during summers. This is because of global warming only. Now look at this map. Temperature change in last 50 years, right? This shows that look at the scale first of all. This first blue color shows that there has been increase by 0.5 degrees, right? Then here we come, this is somewhat the blue colors are still safe, right? They are safe. But then we come to the yellow zone, which covers the maximum area, right? All of this is yellow. This is also yellow. This is light yellow, which has faced an increase of 0.5 degrees, right? It has seen an increase of 0.5 degrees. Now coming to the dark yellow. The dark yellow places are basically these places. This covers the major of the Earth's surface. This is all dark yellow, right? These places have seen an increase of 1 degree temperature in their temperature, right? 1 degree Celsius increase. Then coming to mustard color. This color is this. Now this is also a very huge area. Which has seen an increase of 2 degrees Celsius in their temperatures in the last 50 years. And the last coming to the red zone, which is basically the North Pole and the Arctic Circle, they have seen the increase of 4 degrees Celsius. That is why the glaciers are melting. We are seeing so much of deterioration into our nature. We have faced extreme weathers basically, extreme summer and extreme winters, right? All of this is due to global warming, which is also due to excessive emission of carbon dioxide. So imagine the deforestation and the emission of carbon dioxide is causing us a lot, and we should take care of this as soon as possible. So students, in this lecture we studied about greenhouse effect, how greenhouse effect works, what are the gases responsible for greenhouse effect, what are the ill effects of excessive release of carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse gas, and how it is leading to global warming all around the world, right? So this was the 4th topic of your chapter. This is the 5th topic of your chapter, and the name of this topic is what can be done. As we discussed that air pollution has so many harmful effects, right? Like acid rain, and we basically studied about many effects which are caused due to air pollution. So let us take an example. Delhi, which is the capital of India, was one of the most polluted cities in the world. It still is, but it had it basically had even worse air quality some time before. What was done to improve this? It was being choked by fumes released from automobiles running on diesel and petrol. Basically, diesel and petrol, basically, fuel combustion was the major reason of the deterioration of Delhi's air. Now, a decision was taken to switch to fuels like CNG. First of all, the first step taken was to switch to cleaner fuels such as CNG, right? This was done in Agra as well in the Taj Mahal case. Similarly, here, instead of diesel and petrol, CNG was recommended to be used. We should basically switch to alternative fuels instead of fossil fuels. Fossil fuels cause major pollution. Their combustion causes major air pollution. So instead of fossil fuels, we must be using solar energy, hydropower, and wind energy. Let us see how. Solar energy is obtained from the sun, right? There are panels are created which absorb the sun energy, the radiations coming from sun, and this energy is further utilized for some other purpose, right? For basically production of electricity or anything else. These panels are utilized for production of other kinds of energies and goods instead of fossil fuels. And solar energy is eco-friendly, right? And it is present in abundance. We are never going to be short of sunlight because sun shines daily for us, right? So solar energy is a fuel that is never going to be exhausted. It will always be present there. So we should utilize this solar energy. Coming to the second example, that is hydropower. We have water bodies, rivers coming from mountains to the water bodies. So what happens is this water flows at a very high speed and there are large volumes. So by constructing dams, we put turbines under them and these turbines rotate as soon as the water falls on them, right? And these turbines are further utilized to produce electricity. And again, if we take care of our nature, these rivers are never going to dry up and we will be easily able to produce electricity with the help of this water only, right? So hydropower is another option. Third one is again a natural resource, that is wind energy. As we know, winds are always present. The winds are in certain regions such as Rajasthan. We have many windmills because the wind continuously flows there at a good speed. So we fix windmills there. Windmills are known as Pawan Chakki in Hindi. Pawan Chakki. These windmills rotate as soon as wind hits them, and due to rotation, they produce energy which is further converted into electricity. Right? So this is how we can use another fuels instead of fossil fuels. And all of these are natural resources which are present in abundance. Right? They are never going to finish. So we should use these resources instead of fossil fuels which are going to be finished. Another good step is afforestation. We should plant trees. As we studied in global warming, carbon dioxide is released due to human activities. Right? Now, to consume this carbon dioxide, we need trees. If we are producing carbon dioxide, we must plant trees for it to be consumed, right? We must not carry out deforestation. Deforestation leads to global warming, right? And then forests are also home to our wildlife. So taking care of all that, we should always go for afforestation because it can reduce global warming, right? It is very much helpful for us. Also, now coming to burning dry leaves. You have heard that wildfires that happen in forests are very dangerous. They release megatons of harmful gases. So imagine if we burn dry leaves. You cannot stand near them because harmful gases are released. So burning dry leaves also causes air pollution. So we must always take care that we are not burning any dry leaves, which is ultimately causing an air pollution. Instead of burning them, we should put them to compost. Right? What should be done to them? They should be put to compost. They should be collected and put to compost. They should not be burnt. So these are some steps that can be taken to prevent global warming and air pollution. Right? These were the steps that we had to study. This was the 5th topic of your chapter.